Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to another episode of In the Eyes of Truth. Today with us is Victor Oddeskii. He's made his debut on this show on the Russian version of it, and now we're bringing him over to the English version. Victor is a writer. He is a former Soviet officer, then became an American Special Forces officer, officer sergeant.
Staff sergeant, yeah.
Staff sergeant. Okay. So,
Hey there, entrepreneurs. Are you feeling the squeeze from increasing regulations and higher taxes? Maybe you've noticed the growing instability and thought there has to be a better way. Well, you're not alone, and that's exactly why you need to consider offshoring your wealth now. Imagine a life where your hard-earned money isn't constantly under threat from unpredictable government policies. Sounds pretty good, right? Let me tell you. It's not just a dream, it's a smart strategy. Here at Exit Strategy, we specialize in helping entrepreneurs like you protect and grow their wealth. We navigate the complex world of international finance so you don't have to, from setting up offshore accounts to advising on the best countries with favorable tax laws. We've got you covered. Now, I know what you're thinking. Offshoring sounds risky, maybe even a bit shady, but the truth is many savvy business owners are already doing it. It's not just about dodging taxes, it's about creating a safety net for your future. Imagine diversifying your assets across multiple jurisdictions. When one country faces economic downturns, your wealth remains secure. Think of it as an insurance policy against the uncertainties of life. And let's not forget, having a portion of your wealth offshore can open up opportunities for international investments. You're no longer limited by the economic climate of a single country. You can tap into booming markets around the world, maximizing your returns. But here's the kicker. Time is of the essence. With increasing global scrutiny and tightening regulations, the window for easy offshoring is closing fast. The sooner you act, the better positioned you'll be. So why wait? Protect your wealth, secure your future, and explore new opportunities with Exit Strategy. Don't let the rising dangers in the US economy catch you off guard. Reach out to us today and take the first step towards financial freedom. Because when it comes to your wealth, playing it safe is the riskiest move of all. Thanks for watching, and remember, your future starts with the decisions you make today. Choose wisely, choose Exit Strategy. Catch you in the next video.
and made a career in that. So, here we go, and we're going to talk to him today about his life journey. And it's been a long journey. So, Victor, welcome
Yes.
back. Welcome to the English version for first time. Tell the audience a bit about yourself.
Yeah. First of all, I would like to thank you to having me here and say hello to everybody. So I would like to begin with the back into 1991 when the military coup have placed in Russia, in Soviet Union, and I was made decision to build it up my career on the Western Army. And I traveled through the seven borders to the France. In some circumstances, I've been arrested, and chief of the precinct, it was located in Paris in the Eiffel Tower. Chief of the precinct offered me to have a career in French Foreign Legion, and on the other way they put me into jail. So I agreed, and so on, make a training, finish up training, all that kind of stuff. And after my first deployment to the Africa, there is war in Balkanian Peninsula begun, and commanding of NATO built up the battalions consist of the Eastern Bloc soldiers, like Polish, Russian, Ukrainian, most of it. And they deployed us to the Bosnian Republic, when the Yugoslavia started collapse it and separated. So they deployed us as the peacemakers and to do the police work, just policing the situation.
So, okay, so you had a military career in the Soviet Union. Uh,
Yes.
what did you do in the Soviet Union?
In Soviet Union, I'm being Mustang. I was recruited as the soldier, and through the several training, I become a sergeant. Then I become an officer when I graduated with the Special Forces Academy after hard selection, and so on. You used to be the officer of the airborne department, then main intelligence directorate.
Воздушно-десантные войска.
Yes.
The air descent forces, airborne, in other words. Did you go to Afghanistan?
To what?
Afghanistan?
Yeah. I made it to tours to Afghanistan and been captured and make it escape from the Zindan, from the our slavery. Actually, we used to work in the most of it on the opium plantation and to produce the heroin, opium actually, and then from opium they lapse. We produce the heroin and distribute it to the Middle East, India, and Soviet Union. The warlord who we working for. And in some circumstances, after a while, I made escape with my unit who been captured in one of the mission in Pakistan, and we make it back to the Soviet military base, got interrogated, clarified, and put it back to force.
So when you're saying you worked on an opium plantation, this is the Mujahideen that the U.S. sponsored, their opium plantation.
Yes,
So
exactly.
the U.S. is sponsoring drug lords in the
Yes.
Afghan war, the Soviet Afghan war. Just so everybody understands what this is. When the U.S. returned to Afghanistan, it also grew lots of opium, which is why you have the the heroin pandemic in the U.S. that's now turned into the fentanyl pandemic, the artificial opium. So just so we understand the history there of the how much the government cares for you. Have some heroin. Oh, geez.
Listen, technically by myself, I never tried because I used to live very right way to live in, being in sport, dedicated to my motherland and love sports, music, and something stuff like heroin or any other kind of narcotic. It was alien to me. So I tried just once because they feed us poorly. All the time we want to eat. The most sweetest stuff was when from thunder, when they cooked the morning bread of loaf. It's called lavash. So they gave us one lavash in the morning early, when approximately 4:00, 4:30 in the morning, when sun raised up, and gave us one bottle of water. That's all we got for 15, 16 hours. We working on the plantation. So every time we been losing lots of weight and hungry, is so some soldiers starting using, actually smoking, and then even injected, shooting themselves. And they gave me try once because they said it's help fight with the hunger. So I tried, and thanks God what I tried this shit. I still didn't understand why so much trouble and so much epidemic in the world when people so addict into it. I didn't get pleasure of it, and uh, that was disgusting experience, and I never touch again ever.
Yeah, I had a lot of friends in university, some post-military that got on crap. Never touched any of it. You know, I mean, not when I'm talking just pot. Yeah, you ever doing coke, heroin, acid. It's like, ah, jeez, what a way to ruin your life.
Yeah, listen, actually, in America, this is like good behave stuff. You know, you go to the
Yeah.
restaurant or to the any party, you have to have back with you or on you. If you come in without it, it's mean they don't understand you. You know,
Have you ever seen
that's
people on
part of the society.
you ever seen
Big
people
part.
on ecstasy?
Yeah, ecstasy. This is like drinking some lemonade.
Yeah, but their eyes glow. Their eyes literally just glow when they're on ecstasy. It's crazy to look at. But the interesting thing about ecstasy is, alcohol damages the brain, then it goes out. Pot damages the brain, then it goes out. Ecstasy, one hit of ecstasy will damage your brain for like 2 weeks. And it literally turns like 18, 20-year-olds and like 70-year-olds from
Listen,
nasty crap.
Stanislav, I would like to say, I'm sorry to interrupt you,
No,
but
no, no.
I would like to tell you one thing.
Hmm.
In our aid back in United States Special Forces, even in Navy SEALs or any Air Force, I am a British SAS Special Aviation Service. We have in our AK, the clonopin. Clonopin, it's make you be brave,
Yeah, yeah.
increase your endurance, and this is like this actually is we get back to the Nazi. Nazi was invented as MDMA. If you know, that's it's coming from there, from 1940s. And American forces still using it. You go to the mission or you go on raid, you will get it for your team leader. For example, ambushing, you spend it some time in ambush, you take it because it's improve your ability.
For those who don't know what we're talking about, it's the common name is methamphetamines, methadone. And by the way,
Yeah,
Ukrainian army's packed full of it. I've been to places
yeah,
like
yeah.
Svatova,
Thanks
where
to America.
yeah, they were picking this crap up for 2 weeks after they took Svatova because it was everywhere, packets, needles. And since 2014, these guys are doped up on meth. They will get up and they'll just walk straight into fire like zombies. They don't take
Listen,
cover. They're just doped up.
imagine that fact. All those guys who even survive and they will coming back from the um, front line, um, how much damage they will bring to their motherland after war will be done. It's end of it. That's all people is they are disabled. They are disabled mentally, even if they healthy physically. It's disaster. It's disaster going to be part of Ukrainian society.
Victor, it's worse. I talked to a journalist who did a documentary on the POW camps. This is in 2023. Did a documentary on POW camps, and they're saying every third one of these guys they don't last 2 weeks because when the bends hit, they die. Organ failure, not brain failure,
Exactly.
organ failure, heart failure, liver failure. As soon as they're off of it, they're basically dead men walking.
Listen, it's coming everything from United States. United States managing this war. They start this war a long time ago, and so they using the technique. You know, United States doesn't like sweating up. They always make it easiest way instead prepare you as the universal soldiers, 1,000 push-ups, 1,000 pull-ups, running like 20 miles away to improve your endurance. They just give you pill. You got one pill. Oh, you feel yourself like 7 feet tall. Do you understand what I mean? Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
that's typical American lazy way, and it's everywhere, everything, everywhere. That's the only way. Ukrainian never had any like communication with United States, and United States. Okay, I give you the example. Japanese make best stereo, right? Radios. Germans is best engineering. They make best cars. But Americans make best advertisement. It means everybody thinking around the world, on the whole planet, they thinking everything best in America because America hype up.
yep,
That's very simple.
yep. IP,
And
PR.
credit, they know what to do and how to like substitute all values for entire world. God bless America.
I think it was in the 1950s World Fair, and all the different countries were putting out and the Soviet Union included, all their technological advancements, and the Americans put up a model of a house with like appliances, and they weren't selling technological advancement per se, they were selling the American dream.
Yeah,
It wasn't exact.
exactly.
In the 50s, you actually could get to the American dream, but the 60s was already going, and the 70s and on, it was just it was a dream. That's all it was.
Absolutely, absolutely. America, it's a business. It's what's discovered is a business, developed is a business. This is just business project. United States of America, it's a business project to make money. That's all.
Yeah, there's a lot of truth to that. So you got to France. You're given the offer, go to jail or go to the army. By the way, I had that experience in the army with several people that gangbangers. I got in the U.S. Army. In this case, not the Foreign Legion. They got the offer of go to jail or go to the army. Like great, gangbangers. So how was adapting to the Foreign Legion, especially coming out of the Soviet Union as a captain? I'm assuming you're going to go in as a private in the Foreign Legion.
Listen, no, I was corporal
Oh, corporal.
because,
Okay.
yeah, I got the top students on the training, and they have a rule: if you win the training, they give you black kepi, legionnaire.
Hmm.
So you become not just legionary, you become the corporal. And this is like uh, senior soldier. Between sergeant and soldier, it's middle. So actually, listen, as soon as I go through the Soviet Union border and touch the Western world, I was confusing a little bit because it's normal. Everything was different.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
myself as the Soviet Union boy, and my behavior, like my discipline, my organization, my everything was set up in my mind. I attached this differently because everything were differently. So some good stuff because lots of people smiling, they trying to help you out, and there's like lots of positivity around you. But some stuff is like really confusing me because, for example, test to get the legionary for me, like a Russian soldier, Russian professional soldier, it was very easy to get down because there is nothing to taste you. There is like a couple mentally taste, 3 or 4 physical tastes. So I even didn't sweat up when I went through. So, but of course, I was like homeland sick. I sick my family, and France. It was absolutely different environment. But listen, I gave myself word to build it up career in future for my family. And that's what like motivate me. So my motivation was very high, and I'm trying no matter what, I will go through it. And there where it's not that much, I have to do it because it's not that much barrier for me, like Russian professional soldiers. It was like easy. So, and that's why I become the top student. That's why I was like very quickly promoted. And confused, like they commanded, like you're supposed to be behave. What I would say the major thing about all this, my opinion. For example, commanding of the legion, they like built it up the society for very, very weak individuals. And the idea of this all training and all this organization just from this cannon meat to make or build it up some kind of soldier who can obey your orders, who have a disciplines and who can pull the trigger. That's all what I would say. There is nothing special about it, nothing.
But they definitely sell it as something. They have good PR. So they definitely
But
sell
they
it as
can
the elite
imagine,
of the
like,
elite.
they blow whistle, like they marching. It's that's funny. For me, it's funny. I guess, oh my God, where I got myself in.
But then
So,
again, they're better than most of the French army. So yeah, what can you say about the rest of the French army?
uh, listen, it was beginning of 90s. There is not that much war yet, but it's already, I know they using drugs, they have a homosexuality, their relationship very weird to each other, they snitch to each other, and that's everything was for me like avalanche. Like I can't believe what I got myself into it. So, but I got lucky when they deployed us to the Balkan Peninsula, and after a while, some time, there is little funny story. Um, for example, you absolutely physically healthy, you mentally strong, you went through all tests, but last test, you go to individual interview we call Gestapo, like Geheimdienstpolizei from the Nazi Germany, when they like interrogate you, and there is the specialist, the chief of Gestapo, was the Yugoslavian officer, lieutenant colonel from Yugoslavian army. And we got together and easy, very quick, like we broke it ice, like from the first interview, because he asked me when I went through all these tests, this was last test, just interview. And first, when I got into it, of course, he was know my background because we filled the data application. They have their own resources, counterintelligence. But most of it, of the um, Gestapo department. Sometimes they have like people from Latin America, from Africa, the guys from this Golden Triangle, Filipino or Vietnamese, where these people coming from that part of world. It's very hard to trace them. So everything what he got just talking to you, and he talking to you, and as professional, of course, he understand you lying or you telling the truth because the guys who specialize. I got myself the interrogated courses and training, and I know how got truth and information you need from the person who you interrogate to. So he only this discussion with you and talking, and he understand foreign legion need you or he let you go. So, and like I said, you can be absolutely ready, healthy, and strong, but if his name Sasha and his last name Mikhailovich, and if Sasha said no good, Legion is, you can't belong to the Legion family. It's when you go home. And so when was my turn for this interview, first question he asked me, are you agent? Because everybody thinking if I'm from Russia, from the Soviet Union, if I'm a special forces officer, this is probably cover up. I'm definitely agent of KGB, and I'm here for somebody's. And I asked him, so what kind of answer are you expecting from me? He said, truth, of course. If you want the truth, I said, no, I'm not an agent. And after that, he said, okay. And he didn't ask me no more questions about it. We just started talking about life, about everything, just about nothing, about girls, etc. So, and probably, I don't know why, probably because we're from the same like Orthodox community, and we become friends, and he helped me a lot. Even when he personally recommended me for the NATO alien forces in Europe, and then Americans started talking to me, and they gave me an offer. That's
Was,
where it's coming from.
was it an offer you couldn't refuse? One of those offers?
Listen, so on my first interview, you're not gonna believe it how many barriers and shitty stuff I went through until I got this offer. But Sasha told me after all, when I got hired and I went to the Legion to get my paperwork, they gave me 24 hours. I've been interviewed in Brussels, not in Brussels, in little town around there is training for the NATO special forces running by Belgium. And Belgians sent me to the when I got offer, it's in the NATO headquarters. They sent me to the France, to the Marseille, because it was in Marseille in Albany. It's near Marseille, little town, where is the first regiment and the recruiting center, last station we call. So, and we talked to him. I got overnight there, and we talked all night long till morning. And he gave me a lots of like stuff on help theory about how to behave myself, connections in Europe, connections in Yugoslavia. It's been helpful. Also, he told me how to behave myself with the NATO, especially with Americans. So he gave me a couple tips. It was helpful. So then I came back to the Germany and started working our project. They gave me an offer, like you said, you can't refuse. Money for everything. Sure, what they say, what they heeded you by, you can't refuse because they give you immigration for your entire family. That was first word. Give us list of your family who you want to be staying with you. So I sign it, mother, father, sister, brother, wife, kids, blah, 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 even mother-in-law, father-in-law, blah, blah, blah. She said, you want a neighbor? Do you have a childhood friends? Put it in it. So it was same situation, if you remember, with the von Braun, Germans, the engineer who invented the V1, V2, when then bombarding assault in the London in Second World War. They gave him offer, and he said, no, I can't live in Germany because I'm gonna sick. And he was from a little village. They moved entire village to United States, build it up, such village, even put it to Germans, cafeteria, Strasse, everything, and his neighboring, aunt, uncle, so he can go to his labs every morning after a cup of coffee and say Guten Morgen, wie geht's, blah, 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 etc. That was the same offer for me, but I didn't ask it to build it up my quarter in Odessa. I said, okay. And after that, they give me like the support chunk of money. It was like plastic bag, I don't know, like probably 2 pounds thick in cellophane airbag, even like size like brick. And they said, that's money you gotta buy for yourself, send it to your family, etc. I was like guy from the Soviet Union. I had 1 bedroom apartment, and in my hallway I had the 4 nails nailed it to the wall. It was the field uniform, parade uniform, and there the same 4 types of uniforms in music center. And to go to the girls or the for liberty, I had a couple t-shirts, 1 jeans, and 1 sneaker. That's all my asset. I was crazy about music, about blah, 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 and they gave it to you, just said, buy yourself what you need. If you need something, just let us know. So it was big test for me, but money nothing meaning for me. And if I was in different situation, I don't care about it. But listen, when they let you go because they said if you want to retire it, just retire it. So we don't need it so much officers. I'm elite officer, special forces. My government spent it on me like 15 years to prepare me universal soldiers. And after all, they said, go. My wife just delivered baby in July, and my son was 1 month old. And they said, go. And half of my unit went, got retired. And where they go? They go to the racketeering, to be killers, to be etc. All criminal stuff. I don't want to be criminal. I don't feel myself criminal ever. So, and I said, if my government, my motherland doesn't need me, I have to think about it, my future. I was worried most about my kids. I had 2 boys in that time, and that's why I got this offer and I got agreed. And I let them know I will never ever fight with my countrymen. I never ever will give up the agents, and don't even ever talk to me about it. If you want me to use as the military instructor like they offer, or military advisor, or later on military contractor, I can do it because this is the job, just simply a job. But I never ever will do anything bad versus my former country. They said, okay.
Yeah, and for those that don't know what Victor's talking about, it's the once the Soviet Union fell apart and the Russian Federation appeared, they fired probably half the officer corps. Oh, and just let people go. Quite a few people
Listen,
committed suicide. Some people climbed into a bottle. Other
drug
went,
abuse,
yeah.
drinking,
Others were selling
that's crazy
sneakers. You
time.
know,
I
yeah.
even have no clue how Russia like stand at that time. I tell you one thing, I've been like urgent officer, right? Or on Saturday or Sunday. I came to the my unit and we let local soldiers on liberty go, just simply because we didn't have enough food in our cafeteria. Do you understand? It's just locals guys who have like couple hours drive or whatever. We told them go home on liberty from Friday till morning, till Monday morning, because they simply can't eat at home. That's true. It was disastrous. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I can't believe it. What has happened? And this Mr. Gorby and Mr. Yeltsin, I gotta I would gotta kill them myself if I had a chance. You know, but at
Well,
that time I didn't know about damage they brought it to Soviet Union and Russia. Right now, even right now, not many people understand what they did. So it's only because I spent it in other parts of my life and same equal of the service in the enemy's army. And right now I can comparative and I do understand what size of damage really did Gorbachev and Yeltsin.
oh yeah, oh
It's
yeah,
two evils. It's two evils.
absolutely, absolutely, absolutely evil. You know, my parent Gorbachev was traveling around the U.S. doing speeches, right? My parents went to one of his speeches. It was well, they didn't have the money for it. Their very rich friends bought them tickets. It was $1,000 a plate, and he was doing these speeches all over the U.S. just circuit, so just raking in money. Yep.
Listen, I've been in that time. I remember he had the speech lectures in the Virginia and the city Richmond. It's where the Marlboro produced it. From our base, we sent it to SEAL perimeter is one team, SEAL team, and he just came to reading some bullshit lectures, got 150,000 check, and went to the next. And I tell
Yeah.
you the more, he used to live in Jacksonville in Florida with some girl after the Raisa died. And he used to live with her because she was adoring him, and they fell in some kind of affair, I would say. And he wrote this some book about his living in United States, how United States great. But I guess this book wasn't published. But he live in her pool, uh, look to the sea and write in the books with the girl of his former enemy country who ruined his country with his help.
Victor, we are almost out of time. We've got like 3 minutes before this session's over. We will continue because next
Yeah.
more sessions to come. There's so much
Okay.
more to cover. Your book. You want to tell people about your book?
Uh, listen,
There. Okay, that's the Russian version. Do you have an English title for the English audience?
unfortunately, I would like to. This is my site
Uh-huh.
in the VK, but my book located on Amazon. It's easy to find it by my name, Victor Oddeskii. It's about my way to the West, about my service, about how I was developed and redeveloped uh, to the right person, I guess.
And in English, a title?
Yeah, I hope they pour me a glass of vodka in hell. Way to way to the west.
So
Victor
there you
Oddeskii.
go. Look it up on Amazon. There's also audio format, so you can listen to it on your drive. Um, so there's pimping the moment for Victor.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And you got three
But
other
by the
books,
way,
right?
everything I would like to say, no matter what, talk next time.
Okay. So everybody, thank you for joining. That's a wrap for today. We'll have Victor back again a bit later. Cheers, everyone. Victor, thank you.